everyone. It's good to be back with you guys again. My name is Kathy C. Patterson, in case we haven't met, as I say before. Also, when I come back on here to do these little chats, I always tell you, if you have the book, grab it, because I may read a little part from it. It'd almost be like being in an author reading. This is my book, Thoughts to Ponder, Discovering Your Authentic Self. And you can get it from Amazon. You can get it from bookbaby.com, or even from my website, kcploveproductions.com. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is, even though it's in the title of the book, I thought about this, the power of authenticity. And the reason I thought about it is this. I've always implored everybody to say, let's be authentic. Let's find out who we are. Let's work on that. And so we want to be able to be kind and sympathetic and empathetic and compassionate and all of those things, and have respect for humanity and understand that there are differences with all of us, and that we should be able to treasure each other for what we bring to the world. However, it's almost something else I thought about. Let me read this first of all. If you have the book, turn to page 14. And I did an essay on self-discovery and on show up. How do you show up? And one of the things that I wanted to read about this is, when you do show up into any environment, any situation or whatever, how do you show up? And what I'm going to read from in the middle of the page is, do you show up as a unifying force, or as a tornado that touches down with such force that a trail of devastation, destruction, and chaos are left in your wake? Why do I say that? Because in my quest to be authentic, and the mission that I'm on right now is to have everybody go into that self-discovery or self-introspection or whatever, to figure out who you are authentically. Oftentimes, we are faced with people who they say that they're being authentic. And if they are, sometimes they're mean, sometimes they're chaotic, sometimes they're toxic, sometimes they go around with what we call character assassination, having someone dislike you because they do, and the other person doesn't even know you. What I'm beginning to realize is that my authenticity is pure. I want it to be that way. And I don't want to waver from that. But if somebody presents themselves to you as being authentic and saying, this is just who I am, take it or leave it, then I have to accept that. There is something, I told you guys before, I'm a speech language pathologist, and there's a theory that we talk about sometimes called linguistic performance versus linguistic competence. And what that simply means is, I can only understand, or I guess accept who you are by how you perform. I can't do it any other kind of way. So that means when I'm constantly talking about knowing who you are and knowing your purpose and knowing your mission and being authentic and being genuine, I have to accept that. If you are a person who is constantly creating toxicity, or you're just not nice to be around, then that's who you are. That is your authentic self. This book is not about that. This book is about the positivity regarding finding out who you are and being authentic and not perpetrating a fraud. Having people believe you are one person and ultimately you're not that person. And so that means you're wearing a mask. And I've said this before, fake doesn't serve you well. But if you are a person who wants to stay within that negativity, then I have to accept that. That toxic environment that you've created around yourself, I have to accept that. But for those of us who don't want to be there, let's try. Let's work really hard at being introspective, understanding who we are, understanding who God created us to be. And as we go around, when we show up, and I've talked about that before, and if you have the book, you know I refer a lot to the peacock, being able to show up in your splendor, no matter what the situation. That's what I want us to do. I want us to do that. For those people who are not doing that, why don't we start that journey? I can't say you're not being authentic. You are being authentic, but you're being authentic in a way that serves destruction, or you're going to be like the tornado that leaves a lot of devastation in its path. So anyway, that's what I had to say today. And again, this is the book, Thoughts to Ponder, Discovering Your Authentic Self. And one of the things I do want to say too, I am so appreciative of all the comments I get. I like that. When I see people in person, I have conversations, telephone calls, texts, sometimes on Facebook. But I really do appreciate it. And one day soon, I'm going to have another author event where we can get together in person and talk. So in the meantime, I want you to walk around and spread kindness and love. Let's do that. And respect for humanity. Okay? So you have a blessed day. Be safe, but in all means, be well.